For you folks who have been following the channel, you know in the last week I've been talking quite a lot about how there's a great video card shortage and ways to get around it. Now, mining, a lot of people think it's going somewhere. Personally, I don't think it's going anywhere but getting bigger. There's all kinds of science fiction books I've actually read where cryptocurrency and all this type of stuff becomes the way of the future. Because let's just face it, the way our government's going and the way a lot of government's going, there's a really good chance that the government will go under and that the money, the dollar, and all that stuff that's above board may one day actually go completely gone. I mean, it could happen. I mean, the world's had all kinds of revolutions, wars, and stuff in the past. Luckily, you know, my generation, I'm past it. I'm like the last year of the baby boomers, being born in '65. But, you know, people who lived, you know, in the beginning of the century, all the way like into like the 50s, really, and actually even in the 60s with wars, have just had so many wars going on over and over and over again. We've seen governments rise, fall, all kinds of things, not necessarily here, but around the world. So mining is probably going to be something that's going to keep happening over and over and over again. Now, what I want to know though is this. They have gaming cards, okay? And now the market's being shorted out because all of the gaming cards are being bought up by miners, driving prices up many places. I will say this, Nvidia is selling their cards directly from their company, for the same price that they're normally supposed to be. No price gouging from them whatsoever, so be on the lookout for those dishonest people trying to raise prices. But at that point though, since these cards are selling, why isn't Nvidia and AMD making enough cards though so that there isn't a card shortage whatsoever? I mean, why are we dealing with a card shortage? Why is there a card shortage? You know, why are cards being able to be sold for so much money with a market that should be saturated with video cards for people to buy? Which leads me down to what the basis of this video is. Why aren't companies like Nvidia, even Intel, and AMD making video cards that are strictly dedicated to mining, or just making products, period, that are geared for mining? I mean, let's just face it, you're not actually playing a game when you're mining. So do you even really need a rear plate? Do you need connections for all that kind of stuff to hook up to monitors? No, you don't. You don't need that, I mean, whatsoever. So right now, the way the situation is, honestly, gaming cards are not the best solution for mining. And at the same time, all the gamers out there are getting screwed because they can't afford to buy their video cards and do their do-it-yourself kits. And that pisses people off. Like, when I put my video, hey, you know, buying some pre-built PCs is probably a really good idea. Some people are like, hey, cool, I can deal with that. But other people are like, absolutely no way, brother. I ain't doing that. No, it's do-it-yourself for nothing, Jack. You back off. Rah! So I was just like, oh, hey, okay, cool, guys. So do-it-yourself people, they want their cards and they want them by themselves a la carte. They don't want them on a plate with some, vegetables and rice. They just want just the meat and that's it. Get rid of the rest. So why aren't these companies making cards or products that are dedicated to mining? I mean, really, think about that for a minute. Honestly, I mean, can't they do it? Or is it some giant leap of thing? Do we need a rocket scientist to come from outer space and invent it and say, hey guys, there's a better way to do this? I mean, what's taking them so long? Do they not believe in mining? I mean, obviously they see the cards are being sold, and there's a commercial that keeps running on my channel about this guy who's like, years ago, this dude named something or another had 10,000 Bitcoins, and if he would have had them today, they'd be worth 1.7 million. Okay. People getting paid sponsors to make videos like that tells me that mining isn't going anywhere at all. Well, I've seen comments going, oh yeah, they're going to legalize, they're going to do that. Really, there's no control over that. It's not going anywhere. So at the end of the day, I want to know what you guys think. Do you guys agree with me? Why in the frack aren't these companies, I'm serious, AMD, Nvidia, Intel, I'm talking to you folks, why aren't you making a dedicated product for mining so the gamers can have their cards and build their do-it-yourself systems and have a happy friggin' 2018 instead of all the hate, the anger, and the upsetness and the going crazy because there's no friggin' video cards? See you guys later.